Y'all know how I be saying audio is king. Well, right now I'm taking 5 of the best shotgun mics that's out there right now, starting from $249 going all the way up to $1,450. And honestly, my question is it worth it to invest in a good mic, or should you just skip out and go cheap? In this video, we're gonna be comparing the Comica VM40, the Sennheiser MKE600, the Rode NTG3, the Rode NTG8, and my newly acquired favorite mic, the Sanken CS3E. Whew! This is gonna be a fun one. Let's get into it.
The audio in this video is only normalized, which means it's only been altered by volume so that the levels match. This keeps it completely fair and raw. If you have a problem with that, boo-hoo.
And literally as I'm doing this whole video, you'll see that the cue card, I'm not gonna be mixing any of these mics. All I'm gonna do is simply normalize the levels and allow you to hear. So I would recommend you use headphones for this. Maybe turn the volume down a little low, because you know me, I like to be a little loud. All right, so before we get started, I wanna give you a little backstory on why I even have so many microphones right now to my name. And it all started because a little guy by the name of Ryan Connolly said your audio and your videos have to be top notch. And I literally took that to heart. So I invested in the Rode NTG3 way before I even had a camera that was capable of phantom power in the body. And that mic has been my truly tried and tested running gun microphone. I've been using it for the past 6 years of my career. And only until recently, I started wanting to get a little bit more out of my mics. We're filming these reality TV style weddings, and the name of the game is sound bites, running up to people randomly, booming audio, trying to get some sort of sound bite, some sort of story in the midst of all the chaos of a wedding. We got music, we've got mariachi bands, we've got people talking, we've got clinking and clattering from the catering, all these noises. I needed a microphone that had good rejection and amazing vocal clarity. And I came across the Rode NTG8. I wanna be able to get interviews during cocktail hour, during the dance floor. I wanna be able to get sound bites. And I know all the audio people are gonna say, bro, you gotta have a better situation for your mics to really shine in. But then I got to wondering, well, can these mics actually perform? So I went with the NTG8. Then one of my sound friends on Instagram actually messaged me and said, hey, you gotta check out the Sanken CS3E. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not biased. That is my running gun microphone now, but the whole purpose of this video is to let you hear the differences and make your own decision. I'm not here to tell you, yes, go for the gold or go for the bronze. Whatever you wanna do, you grab the microphone that you can afford, but my goal is to just compare all of them. So I'm gonna be trying to recreate some of these environments that I shoot in at weddings. We're gonna play music. I'm talking to you right now. You hear me all over the place with my levels, and you're listening to how these different mics sound right here in the studio environment. But here in a little bit, we'll go outside, we'll play music, we'll have fun with it, and I want you to just listen to how these mics sound. That's it. All right, I feel like I already said let's get into it, so we're gonna just do the damn thing.
So we wanted everyone to have a fair chance at doing this. The way we set this up, we got everybody nice and leveled, minus the Comica. The Comica we do have hardwired in. It's not using the Bluetooth transmitter, but we do have it set to the gain at 5, just to give it a fair opportunity. All of these mics are gonna be going straight from here directly into our F6 that we set up there, just to keep everything nice and fair, regardless of the length. Each of these tips are right above us at the same, damn, how should I phrase that? So each of these mics are equal distance from each tip to tip. It's gonna be equal distance from each one minus the Comica. We're about 10 inches away, so size matters a little bit.
So when I'm at weddings and it's cocktail hour, the music is loud, right? It's blasting in the background. You got people mingling and taking shots and doing all the crazy stuff. I'm trying to get sound bites. So what I want to test with these mics is how well they reject the background noise. So I'm gonna set up my speaker directly behind. We got all the mics that way pointing that direction. And honestly, I've been this far from speakers at weddings. And so I want to basically turn the music up loud here and let that play. And then we're gonna test to see. I'm gonna go over there and start talking. We're gonna test to see how well these mics perform. And obviously I'm staging this, but the goal is for you to get an idea of how well they perform. So flatlining everything and just testing. So I got the music going. Right now, you can hear me talking with my Sanken CS3E, my lapel mic. I'm mic'd up, but now I'm gonna go over there. You can see this music is loud, right here. Shout out to Music Bed for letting us use the music. If you want some of the best music for your wedding films, this is where you go, Music Bed. All right, let's see how this sounds. Background noise at weddings is typically like this. Now this music is pretty loud. I'm talking right now, and I'm kind of loud, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty loud. I'm gonna stay quiet and let you hear how loud the music is in the background without me talking. All right, so now you can probably hear. Now I'm talking right now. I feel like I'm talking at a normal voice. Every now and then at weddings, it'll be super loud, and then the person that I'm talking to doesn't project. They're not yelling back. So how does this sound? This is, again, is all 5 mics. We got the Comica, we got the Sennheiser MKE600, we've got the Rode NTG3, the Rode NTG8, and the Sanken CS3E. Just for clarity, I also want to toggle between all the mics and my my lapel mic so you can hear how loud all the noise is. Now, that test was just to simulate basically what it would be like at a cocktail hour at a wedding. It's crazy loud. The DJ's got his speakers blasting. Now, how would I go about using these mics? Because I do think all of them sound great, including the Comica VM40. I actually did a full review on that, so if you want to check that mic out in its entirety, click the card wherever that's going to pop up. But how do these mics sound, and what would I actually want to use them for? What scenarios would I say, hey, let me grab that mic over this? Well, let's go outside and we'll hear from Dave, and Dave will tell you all about it. The world is mine.
All right, you get that battery?
Yep. Now we're gonna do a range test because distance matters. Right now we're outside my office. I got the AC unit right behind us. The mic's pointing directly down at me. And we're gonna do, let's see, right here from my chest, we're about 33 inches from the tips of the mics right now to my chest. Now obviously we can get a lot closer, but the goal is just to see how these mics sound outside. Now there's a few things I need to point out. The NTG8, there's not a dead cat big enough for that bad boy. We only have a windscreen on that. The Sennheiser mic only has a windscreen, and so does the Comica mic. I know some of y'all are gonna try to say that that's a deal breaker, whatever. It's not windy, and the only thing that I would actually put that dead cat on for is to prevent wind noise. There ain't no wind today. It's hot, it's humid, and I'm ready to go back inside and get in the AC. So let's do this. We got background noise. I'm gonna stay quiet for about 5 seconds so y'all can hear. All right, so that's how it sounds, just wind noise listening. Now you hear me talking. We're gonna cut between all the mics, including my CAS 11D, because I want you to hear the difference from the lapel mic, as well as mixing it into the audio quality with all the shotgun mics. So right now, I'm talking. Now, what I said inside of how to determine which one of these mics you should actually even be looking at, because you're probably like me, and you're like, yo, they all sound good. I don't know, which one do I need? Well, each one of these, I believe, serves a different purpose. And we're gonna talk about that a little bit more as I'm doing these audio tests. But as you could probably tell, is that the Rode NTG8 at this distance is probably performing the best. Now, I haven't listened to it. I don't have headphones plugged in. I don't know how this sounds. I'm gonna find out probably the same time y'all will in the edit, and then I'll have a final review that I can go over and talk about it, kind of like recap and everything. But the NTG8 is designed for long range. Now, I don't want you to think that none of the other mics are capable of that, because the NTG3 and the Sanken CS3E both have really long ranges as well. But I think the Sanken CS3E actually outperforms the Rode NTG3 on distance. Now, audio quality, I'm leaving that up to y'all, because I think honestly all 5 mics, including my lapel, they all sound great. But in different situations, some of them are gonna perform a little bit better. We're gonna raise this up a notch, and I'm actually gonna go to the street that's busy, and we're gonna hear this background noise and be able to put these mics truly to the test and see how good they are at rejecting noise. Let's do it. the stuff we do for product reviews, and y'all think we shouldn't get paid? Look at me. All these mics on the street, and y'all think we shouldn't get paid? Man, I'm a shill. I'm shilling. All right, so we're on the street. Right now, what I'm getting ready to do is I want to do a noise rejection test. Oh my God. You thought I'd cable manage a little bit better than this. What were you thinking? I'm blaming you, Matt. Blaming you. We're gonna do a sound test. I'm gonna stand under this. I am literally on one of the busiest streets in San Antonio, but here in a second, cars gonna start driving by, and it's gonna be noisy behind me, and I'm gonna stand right in front of these mics. Now remember, I'm wearing a lapel mic. I'm gonna bounce between all of them so you can hear the noise difference. The first test, the mics are gonna be facing the street. This is not ideal. This is not what you wanna do. You always wanna have the rejection, the back part of the mic, against the noise. So in this situation, I'm showing you what it sounds like with it facing the noise, trying to record a voice. And then we're gonna flip it around and put the noise behind the mics and see how it sounds. All right, so right now I got the mics technically we're about 20 inches from my chest, and I got the cars behind me. Now I'm talking a little bit louder. I'm gonna talk in a normal voice right now. This is a normal voice. This is me just talking. And so right now, before we keep going, once the cars start, I'm gonna stay quiet, and I want you to hear how the wind noise, how the background noise sounds with just all the mics, the ambience of all the mics. So, oh, we got a motorcycle. Here we go. That was probably the best test. Now that probably showed a lot of sound. You're gonna wanna get ambient noise. There's another motorcycle, it's loud now. Now people showing out. They see the camera, they're like, yo, rev the engine, rev it. But now I wanna do something, we're gonna flip it, and I'm gonna put the street behind the mics so we can hear how these mics perform. We wanna hear how the mics reject noise. I couldn't figure it out. Keep in mind, these are all super cardioid mics, except for the lav mic. This is omnidirectional, which means it's gonna pick up sound all 360 degrees of the mic capsule. So the Sanken CS3E is omnidirectional. All the shotgun mics are super cardioid, so they should sound a lot better. Yep, we're about 22 inches to the center of my chest. The mics are now the backs of the mics, the rejection side of the mics are pointing towards the street. Right now, it should actually sound really clean since the actual capsules are pointing directly towards me. So when these cars start, we actually got another motorcycle trying to give him a little signal. Give me a little noise. Right now, he's picking up speed. There you go, look at that. How's this sounding right now? We're cutting between all the mics. Again, we got all the cars going. They're going. Show them the cars real quick. I'm gonna keep talking. And right now, you see all the cars is moving. They're moving. And I'm talking. So before now, I've been yelling. But right now, I'm talking at a normal inside voice. This is how it sounds in a noisy situation. Again, all I did is normalize the audio. I did not apply any noise reduction, any EQing, or anything else applied to these audio tracks. What you are listening to is straight out of the mic, pure audio, normalized to the standards for YouTube viewing. That's it. No further noise effects applied, no EQ, no compression, nothing. If we were to dress it up a little bit, it probably would sound a little bit better. But I want you guys to hear it for what it is. All right, this is one of the things that made me really want the Rode NTG8. From my chest, we're about 41 inches, all right? Right now, you're listening to me on the sound of the Sanken CS3E, my lav mic. Now we're gonna switch over. I'm gonna keep this, maintain the same volume, and we're gonna let these shotgun mics shoot out. Now keep in mind, we are facing the street, so I'm looking at the street, we got cars driving by, and right now you're hearing the sound bouncing between all these different microphones. The cool thing that I loved about the NTG8 was how long it was. Now I know it's comical, but this is the few times where size matters. Actually, because it's so long, the rejection is insane. So right now it should actually sound better if we compare this to any of the other mics. So right now it should actually sound better if we compare this to any of the other mics. So right now it should actually sound better if we compare this to any of the other mics. So right now it should actually sound better if we compare this to any of the other mics. So right now it should actually sound better if we compare this to any of the other mics. This is a great dually that just drove by, loud engine. How is this sounding right now? This is one of the benefits that I wanted with this mic was during cocktail hour or noisy situations, maybe on the dance floor, I would be able to use a microphone that had superb noise cancellation or noise rejection. The Sanken CS3E is one of my favorite on-camera mics because it also has a long range, but it also has really good off-axis rejection. So I think if I was ranking all these mics, keep in mind that the prices are starting at $250 and go all the way up to $1,500 for the Sanken CS3E. The Sanken CS3E obviously should sound better. Like what about the MKE600 or even the Comica VM40? A very popular mic that has internal 32-bit full recording. Again, I did a whole review on that, so if you want to check it out, link somewhere in the description. I feel like a real YouTuber right now. Like I'm gonna just keep talking because people walking by and they're looking at me like I'm crazy. They have no idea. For all they know, I could actually be somebody and I ain't nobody. What happens if I turn my head and face the noise the opposite way with the mics being boomed this way? How's that sound in comparison to how it's been sounding before? Or maybe if I turn the other way. Or maybe if I do a 360, baby. We're doing a 360. We're gonna loop this clip. Now, I wanna go in, listen to the audio, and give you guys my honest conclusion on how this actually sounds. Let's do it. All right, I know this video was all over the place, but hopefully you're able to hear these mics in different environments. And honestly, I don't even want to give you a recommendation because I realize that everybody is going to be needing something different, and every single one of these mics performs really well in a controlled environment. So if you're mostly in a controlled environment, honestly, you would get by with a Comica VM40 or even the Sennheiser MKE600. What are you needing one of these shotgun mics to do? But again, you've got a chance to hear these mics in multiple situations, and I don't want to form any opinions. I really wanted to just do this video so you get an idea of the differences between the cheap mic and some of the more professional production mics. Now, before we wrap up, I Twitch now. Yeah, that's right. Your boy is a streamer. So head on over, Just Supported Media on Twitch. Make sure you drop me a follow there. I live stream every Monday and Tuesday. We're doing full edit breakdowns, wedding film critiques, the whole nine. We also got some other things coming and cooking. So just, you know, that's where we're gonna be at. If you're trying to hang out and you're trying to be a part of that, I will see you over there Mondays and Tuesdays. All right, y'all, that's all I got for this video. Until the next one, y'all keep creating, and I will see you in the next one. Or on the stream, or something, I don't know. Maybe I should stop plugging myself. I don't know. Let me get out of here. Damn, players mess up. All right, let's redo this. Matt rigged this setup, so man down. And it's the Sanken. You dropped a $1,500 mic on the ground. It better still work.